nearby tree and smash my head against it. Bam! Bam! Takashi, what are you doing? You're gonna destroy the blocks in the trees, you know. Those monsters, they are so sexy. What did they do to that woman and her body and her mind? And I just how could I get pleasure from this? Before I could give voice to my plaintive plea, I realized what exactly I was saying on a different level and forced my mouth shut. For how could I ever give voice to such a thing? True. You shouldn't get high over this. I bashed my head against the tree a few more times, as if I could somehow bash the part of myself that drawn such pleasure from such pure evil out of existence if I struck my head hard enough. Alright, he's trying to get back to the get away from the dark side, you know. He don't want to go to the dark side of the force. I knew it wouldn't work, but I kept doing it. It kept me from thinking about the vile ecstasy. It kept me from thinking too much about Asahi. So you feel it as well. The instant Asahi word sounded, I paused in mid-swing. My abused forehead inched inches away from the tree. Several seconds passed in silence as I stood there, the silence that had fallen in wake of these words speaking from far greater things than the words themselves. And as I stood there, I realized that there had been another level to those words. Something deep and sad and ashamed. Something that resonated with what now tormented me. In our minds, we are repelled by the actions of the underworlders, but our bodies respond to them in a different way. And it's because of this that we have fallen so far. How they've managed to take as many villages as they have. Feeling her words and sorrow within them, I slowly made my way back to Asahi whose expression was creased with greater shame. When they first appeared, we didn't realize they were underworlders. I'm not even sure if we actually believed the underworlders or even the underworld itself existed as anything more than stories to scare children with. All we saw were strangers who looked like us and who bore strange gifts that gave us great pleasure and seemed harmless at first. Asahi, it wasn't until the first few villages fell beneath the weight of the underworlders' corruption that we realized what had happened. How they had used temptation and pleasure as their weapon to gain a foothold in the overworld. And we paid dearly for our ignorance. Feeling the weight of her words, I slowly knelt down beside Asahi and looked into her tormented eyes. I could sense a great weight upon her, as if she personally felt guilty for what has come to pass. As if she did it before. No wonder all of their chest is oversized because they gave in the pleasure, is it? Takashi, you saw the underworlders. I'm certain that you consider them beautiful the way many of us felt when they first appeared. And if you see the delights they had tangled before our eyes in that time, I'm sure you would have been tempted by them as well, for they cloaked everything they did in allure and enticement. But they are evil, Takeshi. They have stolen our people, our homes, and are destroying our way of lives. They look at us like things to be used and disposed of. They rip us apart from the inside out, violate our very soul, and destroy everything that makes us what we are. It doesn't matter how attractive they seem or how much they tempt us with their ways. They are evil. If you succumb to temptation, that evil will always destroy the person you are in the end. Well, it's quite difficult not to succumb to temptation when you have so little cloth, right? I didn't say anything to this. I honestly couldn't think of anything that I could say in the wake of what I had seen. All I could do was watch as Asahi returned to the far side crystal, to where she had hidden it before, and visibly showed as much of a sorrow as she could off the side. Shove as much of a sorrow as she could off to the side. We need to get away from here. There's nothing we can do for the people here now. We have to make it back to Kehei village as fast as possible. This is our only chance. Alright, so now he swept her off her feet again. Still numb from what I have just witnessed and experienced, I once again carefully scooped Asahi onto my hands and lifted her up. Alright, you raised her up. But even as she gestured towards the path I needed to take, I hesitated for a brief moment. Asahi, is there a way we can cure them, bring them back from? There was a heavy silence at this, and once more Asahi's expression fell in despair. They can be brought back to light, but they will forever be changed by what they had become. So Asahi was once in the dark and brought back to the light, just like the rest of us. Alright, as what I thought, that's true. She was one part of the darkness and brought back to the light. Unsure of what she meant, but feeling the weight of her word nonetheless, I heaved a deep sigh and nodded before setting forward. But as I approached the woods once more, I frowned as another problem presented itself. Oh, the thorns, is it? There are two paths. Which one leads to your village? Either one of us will take us to Kehei village. It doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as we keep moving. That wasn't much of an answer, but then I decided if both paths took us in the same direction we needed to go, then it really didn't matter. So without any thought, I searched towards one of the paths, wanting nothing more than to put the horrors I've seen as far behind me as possible. Oh right, you know what? They finally gave us a choice. You know what? I'm not gonna even go back to repeat this. Take the right path, take the central path. And their choice is pretty weird, right? Because they give us choice that, you know, it really is not like it's a take a right path, it's the shorter way, it's a longer way. It's the same path, you know. So you know what? The right path or the central path? No left path. You know what? I'm gonna take the right path. Alright. And also guys, it seems like this is already past the 20 minutes marks, and it's a good time to stop. So I'll see you in part this is part 4, right? Alright, I'll see you in part 5 of Burokku Girls, the Block Girls. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next part. And alright, bye! Whoa. Did you get scared? Well, subscribe to my channel and I promise you'll never get scared again. Or watch more videos and you will be able to find your peace in life.